Is I make these. I call them a Christmas tree because they look like a Christmas tree. They don't. Yeah, make a tree, make it nice and tight, tape it up both sides. Again, I will use this for every textures job I do then. Just keep it in the van. Just make sure they stay nice and flat. Don't shove them up on the shelf and they're all bent because that's annoying. What I do with this is obviously this is my start tree. I've got my 3 lines here. Alright, I've got my C, centre line. Okay, and then I've got my left offset, right offset. I don't want to give away one of the questions on the fit of the ear thing, but they call it right over left or left over right. And that basically means that which leading tile is, so at the moment that is right over the left. So it's over the left. Left over right, right over. So yeah. I go right over left. Okay? Which means I have to go to the right offset. Okay, so if you have it to the right point, the point is on the right tile, not the left tile. Okay, I shift it to the right. Okay, the right offset. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but how the hell do you get that? Right, it's quite a simple solution. A little bit of maths on the calculator again. Okay, I know that this is 3.75 inches. Right, if you use old money, if you use inches, I'll show you one way. If you use millimeters, I'll show you the new one. Right. For inches, 3.75. So we go 3.75 times 9. And that will give me 33.75 mil. Okay? So 33.8. Okay? That's what... Oh, no. Wait a minute. 3.75 times... Yeah. And that will give me 33.75. So 33. Okay. This 3.75, that didn't look right. That's how you do it in old money, so you get an offset. If you didn't have a guillotine and you want to do your scribe, times that by 4, and that will give you 1 times the millimeters, 135 mil. Okay, and that is your back mark size. Okay. In new money, in millimeters. Right, these are 95. Again, you can do this for any size. Yeah, 95 mil. You got 95 times 1.414 equals 134.3. Bearing in mind that looks different to the last number, but that is only like 0.7 of a millimeter out. So 134. Okay, all right. Again, that's that size. Divide that by 4, and that'll give you your offset, 33.5, which is the offset. Okay, 2 little simple sums to get your offset, and depending on which way you want to make the tree. So if you go right over left, so your right side is the point, you'll go right and then left, okay, off your centre line. And those are basically your lines there. Okay, so we're on this one. And that makes it a lot easier to make sure you ain't disappearing. Obviously we get all of our floors to SR1, flatness. But if you have, but basically what you want to do, these, let me use this one because that's already marked up. So these are 187, or in old money 7 3/8. Okay, that's really awkward to figure out where your cut is 5 meters away. Okay, so what I do is get my phone, hide all my messages. Alright, so what did I say? 187, so 18.7 plus 18.7. Alright, 37.4. Right? what I would do is I'd get my tape measure and I'd mark 187. Okay? Yeah, 18.7. And then 37.4. And if you press equals again, gives you the next number, 56.1. So 56.1. And then you keep going and going and going down your whole tape measure. Right, so what you can do then, once you've done that, say I've got my centre line, got this, you've got to imagine that's miles away, because otherwise you just lay tiles out. And then go like that, my dot's there, that's how big my cut is. Don't want that, alright, but I've made one as well, half the one, so it's nice and easy, just to go like that, mark it, move it over, and then I know, see there my dots, that's where my full tiles land. So I just come back, and that will give you a reference of how big your cut is. Or you can just, obviously there, from there, 37 to 41, that's like 4 inches, so you know that's a 4-inch cut on that wall. And then you check that one, you know, so you go to there, that's how big your cut will be, that is. You know what I mean? So and then all I do is texture straight. Just keep that in my toolbox. I fit a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just keep that, and I won't use that unless I'm setting out. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I've got it for free. Job done. Nice little tool. Just keep it in the toolbox. Keep it in the van somewhere.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's it. And you can just go down the entire length of it, just marking those numbers. And it's no map. That's how you do it and keep it nice and straight. And the good thing with that is, if you say we're using, my preferred is duct tape. It's a little bit thicker. So if it's sort of like 2 mil out on the wall, I'd probably go duct tape because you need less layers. The good thing with duct tape is that the glue barely sticks to it. So if you're doing pressure sensitive, or you're gluing up a corner or something like that, you can basically just wipe it off nice and easy with a rag. And then once it's all gummed up and horrible, pull it off, put a new piece on, next time you use it, and then you can just store these in your door card in your van. On a wall, let's assume that is the wall, or you're cutting up to the perimeter like that. What I would do is I would fit basically a cut and one row. That's as close as I would go. Alright? So you leave it like that. I'm just going to take these down because you'll be setting glue at this point. So yeah, just so they don't shift. Just need to grab some more. Sure. It's alright, buddy. Right, the standard way, as we've all been taught, with cutting into a perimeter, is you overcut it, cut from the top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn them this way. Really, what on earth is he doing? Right, I'm going to do that. The 2-tie one. Because you've locked them in place, the only one that should really move is this end one. So this is the only one you've got to be careful. But as you pull it, you're going to put pressure and it's going to. But these ones are all locked in by these. Okay? Right, so what I need to do, another little tip. When I'm trying to figure out where to start on a row, right, this is what I tell lads on their first day when they want to have a go, is look at the direction. Like the next row is pointing that way. So I'm going to start that end. Simple. So that's the end I will start. If it's pointing that way, I start that end. Simple as that. Nice, easy. I'll do the same for these. If I've done those and they're pointing that way, I put that one on the top because I want that to be first. Alright, so go like that. Then you tile back in. Right, you got that one? Use your fancy deburrer. Bevel it. And then shifting on me now. Yeah, so you can do that all the way down. And that works, that method works whether it's a wall or whether it's a stripping.
That works really well, doesn't it?